Hello and welcome to the Daily Climate Show, where we track the changes to our world and investigate some of the potential solutions to the climate crisis. Climate activists have told Sky News they intend to continue to disrupt sporting events after two protesters disrupted the World Snooker Championships in Sheffield last night. Just Stop Oil are demanding that the government end all new approvals for oil and gas exploration. Now, our climate change and energy correspondent, Hannah Thomas-Peter, is looking at the story today. She joins me now from Parliament Square in central London. Hannah, what can you tell us about this one?
Well, this, of course, follows the disruption of the World Snooker Championships late last night, in which two activists, a man and a woman, targeted with, to a pretty dramatic effect those important games. One of them threw orange powder and the game had to be stopped. Another attempted to glue herself to the table. Both were arrested. And, of course, on Saturday, there was the disruption by another group, Animal Rising, of the Grand National at Aintree. And over 100 people were arrested in that situation. And these are examples of splinter groups, well-organised, smaller groups, deciding to cause maximum disruption. Will the government do what they're asking to stop the expansion of new oil and gas sites in the North Sea? That's in Just Stop Oil's case. It's very unlikely. The government's, in fact, in the middle of an expansion of oil and gas drilling. It says that we need fossil fuels in the decades to come, however unpopular that might be. But I did talk to a Just Stop Oil spokesman about the logic behind these kinds of protests and the public backlash, and he revealed, really, that the disruption and causing anger is the point.
The disruption will continue until the government make a meaningful statement to halt any new licensing or consents for any fossil fuel exploration in the UK. And we would encourage everyone who understands how important this is to join us on a slow march from 24th of April in London.
So, Hannah, that big event planned for this weekend, what do you know about it?
Well, it's Earth Week, it's Earth Day on the 22nd. As such, Extinction Rebellion and a number of other groups are joining together. That includes Greenpeace and Friends of the Earth and even the PCS Civil Service Union, to take part in a series of events from Friday to Monday. And they're saying at least 30,000 people have already signed up. They're expecting many more. They're calling it one of the biggest climate protests the UK has ever seen. And the idea is to mass around Parliament, not necessarily to disrupt things, not necessarily to glue themselves to things or get arrested. Those are some of the tactics we've seen before from Extinction Rebellion in particular, but really to apply mass pressure to the government to do two things: to stop the extraction of new oil and gas from the North Sea, but also to create emergency civil assemblies to give citizens a fairer say, they say, in tackling climate change. Again, very unlikely the government's going to do what is asked of it. It is, of course, pursuing an expansion of renewable and clean energy, and it is saying that it can still decarbonise the power sector, still get to net zero by 2050, but in the meantime, it says, fossil fuels in diminishing amounts are a critical part of the transition.
OK, Hannah, thank you. And to let you know, Tom Heap will actually be presenting a special programme on the age of climate activism this weekend. That's on Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m.